Sup nerds, I'm Wes from Neverboard Gaming. Today we are talking about Legends of the Seas, which is not a cruise ship from Royal Caribbean, but a board game seeking funding on Gamefound.
Are you stupid or something?
So two quick disclaimers before we dive straight into the video. First off, this is a crowdfunding preview, which means we are working with a prototype here. This is not the finished game, but it did give us a good look at how the game plays. We got to use the app that goes along with it and see how it works, and we're able to talk about it. And second off, we want to take a second to thank our sponsors. First off, GameToppers. They are our channel sponsor. They make the tabletop we play all of our games on. They make this great hoodie. We love them. You should definitely check them out. And also special thank you to Arcata Studios for sponsoring this video. So Legends of the Seas is a cooperative, app-driven, simultaneous action board game. A lot of adjectives to go with there, but it's cooperative, meaning that you and the other players are all playing together on one team trying to accomplish a goal together. It is app-driven. There is an app that you will put on your phone or tablet or whatever device you are using that will kind of drive the game, and you'll report back to the app what you've done on your turn, and that creates tons of flexibility, tons of opportunities for new campaigns, new missions, and a really deep narrative experience because the app talks back to you. Your characters each have their own voice in the app as the story progresses, and you get to learn about what's going on. And lastly, it is simultaneous selection because it's not your turn, your turn, your turn, but rather when it is your team's turn, you will all decide who wants to move where. You can take your turns at the same time. It's, again, a very cooperative experience where you're all talking together and figuring out what is best for your team, not just what is the best move for you to make. And yes, it is a true co-op game. There are no points. It's not like we won together, but I really won, or, we won, but you did the worst. It is a true, straight cooperative experience. So with this preview, we only got to check out one of the missions in the game, but it did give us kind of a look at all the different mechanics to how the game works. When you start off, you tell the app which different characters are participating in the adventure, and then you get tons of flavor text of what the mission is, where you're going, what challenges you might face, and then you dive right into what do you want to do. On the ship, you have a couple different actions you can do. Everyone has a movement speed where you can move around the ship. You can steer the ship where you can try to evade. You can try to pick up different resources in the water. You can actually ram enemy ships. So speaking of damaging enemy ships, the next action is firing the cannons, because you do either start off with cannons on your ship, or you can build them, or you can build more than just the starter cannons you started off with. You can even upgrade the cannons down the road to make them even stronger, but you can fire the cannons at the enemy ships around you. You can try to repair your ship, because as the enemy fires back at you, or even weather or other things that happen in the game can cause damage to your ship. And because it's a ship and some of the damage is like fire or cracking or flooding, that damage can even spread. So it's not just your ship is damaged here, but if you don't deal with the damage, that damage can spread throughout the rest of your ship. So it is really important to kind of stay on top of repairing your ship and making sure that you are seaworthy throughout the game. Additionally, you can take a build action and build items like cannons and protection runes and upgrades to your cannons to make your ship better equipped to fight off the enemies that you are facing. And you will build these things using the barrel resources, which are really cool because the way you get barrels is by destroying enemy ships. So thematically, as you take down enemy ships, their cargo kind of floats to the top as the ship sinks, and then you can steer the ship. It's one of the reasons why you'd want to steer your ship over to those resources, collect these barrels out of the water, and store them either on your character card or on different parts of the ship, and then actually use these to build other things in the game. And there's other little decisions you have to kind of make as a group at the table as well. Whether or not you want to let your sails down or hoist them back up again. There are weather elements to the game that can affect your rolls. It can affect how fast you move. Speaking of rolling, most of the actions that we talked about earlier do take a dice roll to complete. So when you are firing the cannons, you have these red dice that you roll to see how much damage you are actually dealing out to the enemy ships. You've got the blue dice, which is when you're doing the repair action, because there are 3 different types of damage. Like I said, there is fire damage, flood damage, and cracking damage. So when you're going to repair, you roll the dice to see which type of damage you're repairing, and hopefully the damage there matches the dice that you are rolling. And there's other like bonuses and benefits that you can get to those rolls to mitigate that as well. And then you also have your steering the ship dice, which are the green ones. So when you take that action, you roll these dice and it kind of tells you how far and how effectively you steer the ship. Did I mention yet that this game is highly cooperative? Because it really is like a team experience. One of the things they added to the game that really does kind of make that feel like stronger and even like solidifies that team experience are these help tokens. So each character on the board is represented by the minis in our game. I know in the base game, they're standees. One of the crowdfunding upgrades is to get the miniatures, which are really cool and have like the character names on them. But as you're moving around this ship, you can drop off your help token, and then one of your shipmates can pick up your help token, and then that gives them benefits to their action. So different characters excel at different things, like one of the characters is really good at steering the ship. One of the characters has bonuses to firing the cannons. One of the characters is really good at repairing the ship. And their bonuses can kind of transfer. If I leave my token behind and one of my shipmates picks it up as they're on their way to do their action, they can then spend this token to get bonuses from my character on their action, which is super fun, and it really adds to that puzzle when you're taking that simultaneous turn of figuring out who's going to do what. We need to shoot at this ship. We need to steer the ship because there's rocks ahead. We don't want to hit them. Somebody needs to get these barrels so we can upgrade our cannons because those barrels are about to float away. But also the ship is on fire and someone needs to go put the fire out because we're on fire. Overall, we had a lot of fun with this one. I played it with my kids actually, and they had an absolute blast. We love cooperative games in this house because you can really scale the game depending on who you're playing with. You know, especially with like younger kids in the house, it's nice to be able to kind of help them on their turn, walk them through it, explain to them if they kind of zone out for a minute and aren't paying attention to what's actually happening and what we need to focus on. But I did feel like it's a really fun narrative game for your normal gamer buddies as well. If you like cooperative games, I would definitely check this one out. It is bursting with theme, from the like 3D construct of your ship, especially in like the upgrades where you get a bunch of different, there's more 3D than just this back part of the ship. You've got your enemy ships that float in from the sides. There's this 3D Kraken with the narrative experience of the app, which I feel like I haven't really talked about the app enough. But on your turn, you will do your actions and then report back to the app what you did. And basically every time you interact with the app, there is one, the app is your captain, so it is giving you orders, it is telling you what's happening, but also your characters are speaking through the app. When you say, you know, Horo went and fixed the ship over here, the app has Horo talking about fixing the ship. It's really fun, really narrative, and just definitely adds to that whole experience playing the game. Has great table presence. Definitely recommend you guys check this one out. There will be a link to the Gamefound campaign in the description box down below where you can go check this game out. While you're looking at links, make sure you check out our link to GameToppers. Again, we absolutely love playing on our GameTopper. I think you will too. But whatever you do, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you'll never be bored.